Top story this week, Canada says go yourself to the American presidents, albeit indirectly by voting for its own parliament. The country that gave the world Margaret Atwood, author of the predictive historical non-fiction classic The Handmaid's Tale, has swung conclusively behind absolutely whoever was not the most Trump-like candidate. Mark Carney, the self-styled thinking technocratic banker, managed to lead the recently beleaguered Liberal Party to victory, having taken over from Justin Trudeau's Prime Minister and Liberal leader just a month and a half ago when the Liberals were lagging in the polls. The Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, had been expected to become the next Prime Minister before, A, Carney took over from Trudeau, and B, Donald Trump and his maelstrom of mayhem made Canada think, hang on, is a pro-Trump, Trumpian Trump-alike definitely right for Canada now? And they came up with the answer, no, it isn't. So A, well done, Canada. B, thank you, Canada. And C, those are two very, very low bars that you've crossed to get gratitude and congratulations. I know both of you have been voting numerous times in the Canadian election to help Canada avoid becoming the 51st state of the USA.
Which is so absurd, the idea that it'll be the 51st state, because the size of Canada, you can divvy up that baby for at least another 20 states. One state, that's ridiculous.
I mean, why do you think, Hari, that Canada is a nation of 40 million people with vast natural resources? It's in the top 10 to 12 richest countries in the world on most measures. Why do you think it did not fancy the idea of being the new North Dakota? Why have they turned against that alluring opportunity?
I think it's stage fright. I think they like being behind the scenes. I think they like kind of not having the pressure of being part of the U.S. It's hard. It's like saying, Robin, do you want to take over for Batman? It's like, well, I'm not used to that. I'm used to being Robin. I don't have any special utility belts, and I don't even know how to drive. He's always driving me around. Like it's stage fright. They're afraid. They're afraid of taking it. But that's I don't blame him. It's big. It's big to be the new North Dakota. That's asking a lot.
Anuvab, obviously, this Canada's essential rejection of Trump's invitation to join the USA has left the way open for India to become the 51st state of America, and eventually, through sheer weight of numbers, take over the USA and incorporate it as a small part of Uttar Pradesh. So, I mean, this again, it's the pieces are constantly shifting in the modern global political landscape.
They are indeed, Andy. In fact, if you visit parts of New Jersey, I think it already has happened. I think there is a significant takeover. But I'm fascinated by a different thing. I don't think too many central bankers have won world elections. And if I'm not wrong, Mark Carney was the central banker of your country, Andy, and
he was, yes, yep.
saw it through the COVID pandemic, and it is nearly unheard of that a foreign person would become the head of a central bank. But Britain, I think, is quite open to who its central bankers are as technocrats. But
yes,
as far as I know,
we've always been open to overseas people taking high positions in our country, whether that's manager of the England football team or indeed monarch, if we go back to the 18th century and various other times of our history.
So that's the thing. You incorporate skill sets, and from what I read, his essential claim was that I was a really good central banker, which is not the sexiest election campaign, especially if they've just had Justin Trudeau. But that clearly was enough. So that's how much they hate anything to do with Donald Trump, clearly.
Yes. And in fact, the Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, appears to have lost his seat as we record. He was certainly projected to do that. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. And to really rub it in, his seat was the Carlton constituency near Ottawa. To really rub it in, he lost it to a Liberal candidate who sounds, and I can't work out if he sounds like an AI-generated cartoon Trump supporter or an AI-generated person to make Trump supporters angry. He's called Bruce Fanjoy. And to even further... To even further rub it in for right-wing Trumperants, Bruce Fanjoy lives in a carbon-neutral home he built himself. Anyway, it's for those of us who've been struggling with some of the results of global democracy of late, this is it's a better one, certainly.
He sounds like a betting app.
I would bet on that app. That sounds like it'd be like cricket betting app. That sounds like a thing. One of Mark Carney's speeches, I was listening yesterday. He spent 20 minutes talking about interest rates and how he manages interest rates, and people were going crazy, like it was some sort of an erotic speech.
Well, I say everything is changing. People have. I think there is a demand not just for sort of blandness. I think people want active tedium now in politics. I think going beyond just being a bit neutral and non-committal, that they want someone who can talk like a central banker about stuff that central bankers talk about.